How are yous? My name is Rose Byrne, and I'm delighted to be one of the contributors in this book, Having a Laugh. It's a great cause. I'm just going to read my short story, Choices, which I have to wear my glasses for. Age catching up. Choices. Ashes fluttered down Josephine's top as she sat in a foggy haze, the cigarette smoke filling her lungs. And yet, she was cough-free, at ease among the clutter of her cramped kitchen. She mulled over the last few days. She had turned up for work on Monday morning, only to find the factory was gone into liquidation, with all the workers locked out. No redundancy, no back pay, no warning. This unforeseen misfortune had forced her along to the social welfare office. Her friendly smile soon evaporated as she walked into the welfare officer's room, his stony stare confirming her friend's warning about him. He sat, poker straight, in his chrome and leather chair. His gesture summoned her to sit. She explained her circumstances. We were all gobsmacked, she said as she ended her tale. So, have you looked for alternative employment yet? He asked. I only lost my job 2 days ago. Jobs are scarce on the ground, he said. You have to go after them. Early bird and all that. Josephine nodded. Again, the cold glare before he set about filling in his forms, ticking all the boxes. She studied his manicured nails. I bet he had cushy jobs all his life. She glanced down at her own calloused hands. Her mother said he proved she was a hard worker and were nothing to be ashamed of. And she wasn't, until now. Now they just looked ugly. Wonder if a beauty salon could do anything with this. How much would that cost? Take these and fill them out, he snapped. We'll need all the relevant information before we can assess payment. How long will it take? The rent is nearly... Like I said, he almost barked. Fill in the forms. Then we'll assess your case. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I have a queue of people waiting. She took the forms, avoiding his superior stare, and trudged out of his office. I should have saluted this stuck-up sap. If only I was so brave. But the worst part of our week was when our loving cocker spaniel, Trixie, took sick. The vet did everything in his power to save her, but the dog was just too sick and too old to fight. She had no choice but to allow Trixie be put to sleep. Her only consolation was her beloved four-legged companion had lived a long and happy life. The doorbell rang. She sighed and heaved herself up from the chair, then slouched to the door, a cigarette dangling from her lips. Her blonde hair was pulled roughly back in a bobbin, no mask of makeup to hide behind. Hesitating, she pulled her dressing gown tight, then opened the door wide. It was her older sister Gwen and Wayne Gallagher, her so-called blind date. He cut a fine figure in his jeans and designer shirt. His eyes widened. What's this, a bleeding pyjama party? Why aren't you ready? Gwen demanded. Josephine smiled at Wayne. Come in. Thought we were going clubbing. I never said I was going anywhere, did I? Did I ask you around here? I was doing your sister a favour. Ah, aren't you great? He shook his head and marched off. And she laughed for the first time all week. After all the trouble I went to, Gwen roared, You could have made a bloody effort, Josephine. You've ruined your chances with him. Then she marched off too. Josephine smiled. Precisely. She sashayed back in with a new lightness in her step. Thank you.